How's it going, everybody? I'm here to do a review of the Arc'teryx C-quence harness. That is this right here. Um, it's not going to be a good review, and I'm hoping to be able to put some perspective as to why on display here today. Apologies that my reviews are all of such terrible quality. I don't have video editing skills. I'm not going to put pictures in the frame or anything like that. And this is done on the webcam of my laptop, just like my last one. So apologies for that, but I don't do reviews professionally. I only do them when I'm super pissed off about something that should be a lot better than it is. And today, that is the Arc'teryx C-quence harness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack this harness up against my current harness. Now, I'm not going to do that because I think that one should be compared against the other. I'm just going to show you what a normal-ish harness should be like and what the movements and measurements on that normal harness that I have are compared to what I've just found on the C-quence here. So this is not to be a comparison between my black diamond harness and my C-quence harness. I'm just using my BD harness to show you I guess some dimensions on why I think that this C-quence harness is so bad. I don't just want to say that it's crap. I want to actually show you why. So I'm going to start with the black diamond and then we'll move on to the C-quence where we're going to look at some pretty funny stuff. So again, I'm just putting this on for context. Not every harness is the same, and not every harness is even remotely similar to the black diamond necessarily. This is purely just for context, really. So what I'm going to measure here is the distance that I have on this harness between, I guess, call it just like the area here where the leg loops kind of start and then move up to the rest of the harness and my junk, all right? So as you can probably see, this little triangle here is like the fairly accentuated part that allows my junk to kind of hang out in the harness. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a measurement from here to here, which is the widest part of this whole crotch area. And we're going to see what that is on the black diamond, and then we're going to go and compare that to the space that the C-quence gives you. Also, I'm going to be doing some pulling as well. The pulling is going to obviously simulate when you are maybe like your B layer is just fallen or you're taking weight for your B layer. That's going to go up. What this review is not going to do is look at any sitting because it's a completely different motion and I don't have that set up here. So just, I guess, yeah, for all intents and purposes, the sitting in the Arc'teryx C-quence could very well be amazing. I don't know, but again, that's a completely irrelevant application because the pulling up is where your B layer and where most of the uncomfortable weight is going to come from. Sitting, because you put when you seat a harness, as you can see here, every harness is going to separate from your body. So I don't think a seated position is a very good way of judging comfort. Okay, so here we are. I'm standing here, and we're going to take this measurement. So as you can see. I hope you can see. Otherwise, you're just going to have to take my word for it. I think you might have to take my word for it. Again, apologies for the terrible quality of this review. But look, what we're seeing here is there from here to here is 7 inches, or for all of you watching in centimeters, it's about 18 centimeters is the width between this point and this point here, okay? So we've got 7 inches of wiggle room for when we're walking and for our crotch to do our thing. Now, if I pull up, that's obviously going to change. So we'll pull up on my junk here and we'll take another measurement. So now what we're looking at is the pulled version of this harness and how much the crotch triangle collapses when my B layer falls or when when I have to take them for whatever reason. So now we've got a measurement of 5¼ inches or 13.5 centimeters, okay? So that's what we're looking at here. I'm genuinely measuring this, okay? So we've got 7 inches completely free, and then we've got 5¼ inches when it's actually up in its pulled position, okay? So now we're gonna take this off and we'll do the exact same measurement with the Arc'teryx. I'm gonna have to move this out of the way Unfortunately, that's staying on for obvious reasons. All right, so here we are, the C-quence is on, and in the completely organic, just standing position, we're gonna take the same measurement, right? So this is the measurement of the overall area of room that the harness is giving you without any pull. So this is just the organic space that your junk has to live freely in this harness, okay? So on this harness, we have 5 1/8 of an inch. Again, I'm sorry that I know you can't see these numbers, but it is genuine. If you get the harness, you'll be able to do the measurement yourself. But it's 5 1/8 of an inch from here to here. That's the space that the Arc'teryx is giving you. Now, on the black diamond that we just saw, that space was 2 inches more, okay? So already there's a huge discrepancy here, and already it's looking like there's gonna be some crotch pull. These are non-adjustable legs, and this is Arc'teryx's revolutionary new comfortable design. So now we'll do a pull, and we'll just go up in the basic belay fall direction, and we'll take that new measurement once this thing is closed off. Okay, so we're going up, and there we go. So if you rewind this frame, you'll be able to compare this exact shot to when I did this same thing to the black diamond. And you can see not only from so first of all, the triangle goes away. Now it's just a little oval, but it goes all the way up into my, I'm just going to say it, into my taint up here, okay? Like this whole thing is tightened on me. This is condensed, and I'm going to take that measurement now. So the widest part is 3 1/4 inches on the tightest part. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm doing the widest part of the condensed motion of it, and it's 2 inches less room than the condensed version of when the black diamond goes up, okay? So look, you might say that this is an inaccurate review or that this is kind of subjective to everybody, and that's totally true. There are some people that this harness might work perfectly for, but what I'm trying to show you is that this harness is really tight in the really important area for a harness to not be tight. It absolutely crushes your junk. And if you took a B layer on their fall where you weren't like, keep in mind that to do this review, I've properly set myself up here, like I've adjusted. And if you took a fall unexpectedly, I'm telling you 100%, you absolutely run the risk of having these really intrusive straps here just completely crush one of your marbles. It's a huge risk. And I can tell without even having gone out and put a climber on this harness, that's an absolute possibility. So I'm just warning you, the reviews on their website are accurate. This thing will crush your nuts. It's a very small and tight condensed harness. I guess a couple things to note, I don't actually find the leg loops to be too loose. Now, I've got pretty big legs, so that complaint doesn't really bother me. I have no issues with how loose or tight they are. This is all down to the fact that this design brings this bottom strap right up into your marbles, and especially on a fall, you're getting this whole entire area cut off. Comfort is not one of this harness's strong suits. It will absolutely crush you. It's built well, you know, it's super light. It's made in Canada, which I love, obviously, as you can see. But look, it's just not a comfortable harness. It's actually, if anything, dangerous, because I promise you, you will get absolutely smushed in this thing. Now, this part is really funny. This is something that really broke my heart. I'm Canadian, as you can tell, and I want to show you something about this harness that I think it's a mistake, but it's still absolutely pathetic that it got off the Arc'teryx shop floor. You may know Arc'teryx as the brand who, if they didn't invent this, I apologize for claiming that they did. If you're the other brand who actually did this first, I'm sorry for not giving you credit, but to my knowledge, Arc'teryx is the first harness maker to have developed these angled gear loops. And if you don't know already, what this is for here is this is designed so that whatever gear that you've got racked is kind of always being slid in a forward direction so that you've got it here to pull off of your gear loop, okay? So it's on all of their, as far as I'm concerned, every single Arc'teryx harness has angled gear loops. You can tell this one in the front is pretty significantly angled, and this one in the back I think is slightly less angled, but still same exact thing. It's angled to send the gear forward. This is on all of their harnesses, and you can see on their website, all of their harness pictures display exactly this. All of their gear loops send the angle forward so that your gear slides down forward, okay? So here's where I said that I think Arc'teryx made a mistake. Pathetic, again, that it got off the shop floor, but take a look at this. I'm gonna go over to the other side now, where they have clearly put these gear loops on in the wrong direction. So this gear loop and also this one here clearly are made for the right side of the harness and were put on the left side of the harness and no one checked it. I would venture to guess that there are a lot of these out there. They probably saw that it happened and just said, whatever, send them out anyways. It's a completely pathetic oversight, and I can't believe that they didn't recall these. Don't get me wrong, it's not a safety issue, but it's an absolute build quality issue. You can see very clearly this angle is completely in the wrong direction. It's sending the gear down away from me where I'm going to be wanting to grab and rack it. And the same thing goes for the back one here. It's pointed in the wrong direction, sliding downwards. Now, if you don't believe me that this is wrong, just go to their website, look at all the pictures of the C-quence. You can see very clearly in all their photos that they're all supposed to be symmetrical, and the sides essentially mirror each other and point the gear always forward. And that is clearly not the case here. Really, really sad. I didn't want this to be the case at all. I'm sure you guys can understand. I really wanted to love Arc'teryx as a Canadian. So I'll just show you here how completely wrong this looks. If you look at all these gear loops, they're all pointed in the same direction. I noticed it pretty much instantly. So if there are those of you out there who say, oh, that's not really a big deal, it's not going to affect the performance of the harness, sure, that's probably true. I'm not going to fall or get injured because of those gear loops all going in the same direction. But here's what does matter. This is the most expensive harness you can buy. Second most. The only other more expensive harness is the other Arc'teryx harness, the AR395A. So this one's $10 cheaper than that, but this harness is 140 euros. It's a 140 euro harness made in Canada, and they're shipping shit out that's like this screwed up. You're not going to get injured from it, but how stupid is that? Like they clearly invented this angled gear loop because they've decided that having the gear come forward to you is a bonus when you're climbing, and then they're making fucking snafus like this and just sending it out. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it. Really upsetting. And look, if you wanted to try this for yourself, and if you think maybe your region won't be as affected, but based on the build of your body, then that's absolutely fine. Just to give you guys some context, I'm 6 feet and about 183 pounds, and this is a medium. Fits me perfect. Perfect size around the waist. Really like the waist belt as well. It slides perfectly. Whereas this Black Diamond, it's quite a labored pull, and it takes some time, especially when you're taking it off. Like, anyways, there are some like small good features on this thing, but overall, it's just absolute shit. And it came with that hilarious little accident, which is the wrongward facing gear loops. I'm pretty speechless. I have to cover the cost of shipping to send this back. Ridiculous. Anyways, really disappointed in Arc'teryx on this one, and hopefully they see this, and I'd love to hear what they have to say about this. But as usual, thank you all for watching, and apologies again for the terrible quality of this.